Hello everyone, you're welcome back to this section. In this section, we want to talk about functions. Functions in Excel are very powerful. Functions are great time savers. That is, it saves you a lot of time when you are calculating data in your worksheet. In a situation whereby there will be a long formula or too long formula or complicated formula to write manually, function can be used to replace those formulas. So to access the functions, click on the formulas tab across the ribbon. This is the formula menu here. There you will find a lot of them. You can see functions like let me click on the one for text, for example. This is the one for text. Under the functions for text, you can see a lot of options there. Clean code, like replace text, or change lowercase to higher case, and so on and so forth. So functions have been categorized according to topics so that it can be easily discovered, or you can easily find them across the formulas tab. Some of the most common functions are pretty simple, though, like sum and average. This come to this tab here, auto sum and average. They are very useful when you are trying to sum a whole column or row, just like the ones we have here. So functions are very useful and are powerful. For instance, if I want to calculate this column, this entire column, if I want to calculate it, to create formula, I will have to create formula individually for each of the rows or each of the cells, but that will be too tedious. It will not be only tedious, but it will also make the formula really long. For instance, I want to calculate the total sum or the total cost of this entire column. So what I just need to do is to click on the cell which I want the summary to take place, or to have everything sum up into. So then I now locate the auto sum tab here and click on sum. So you see everything has been highlighted, and the formula is also, or the functions is also inserted into the column. So if by any mistake I have clicked the wrong column, or maybe I selected the wrong item, so you can just use the fill handle to adjust that and drag things. So when you are done, you can just click or you tap. When you are done, you tap enter key on your keyboard. So, and you will have a total sum. So let's look at functions in a deeper way. Just like formulas, functions always start with an equal sign. So it always starts with an equal sign. So in other words, it's similar to the way formulas work. So functions also make use of the equals to sign. So before it will give you the final answer. But if you pay a very close attention, you will discover that there is no operators in functions. You won't see some mathematical operators such as subtraction, addition, multiplication, like normally you will see in a formula. What you see instead is that function use a specific syntax that includes the name of the function. So just like this one, when we calculated this, let me delete this figure. Then go back to insert function again. Go back to auto sum. So when you sum, you see it starts with equal to sign, sum C3 into C16. So this is what we call syntax. So it includes the name of the particular function, which is sum. So what you find in this sum is what we call arguments. Arguments, and this is a parenthesis. Remember parenthesis, this bracket is a parenthesis. So what you find in this whole package is what we call arguments. So we have arguments and range of cell references. So this one is called a range of cells, or a cell range. So this is one argument here. We only have one argument in this function, and this is the name of the function, sum. So a cell range is represented by two different cell references with a colon in between, like we have here D3, then a colon, then D17. So in this case, the range consists of all the cells between D4 or D3. Let me scroll down, okay. Between D3 and D17, everything between here and this number 17 here. So everything is summed together. So if you want more than one argument, you need to separate each one with a comma. So let me copy this out. Let me paste it here, for example. So if you want to use more than one argument, you need to separate each one with a comma. That means you are going to have D3, D17, then you are going to separate it with a comma to have, let's say, F3, then you have a colon in between, then F5. So you see that automatically shifted to this side. So that is how to do it if you want more than one argument. So you need to separate it with a comma. So let's try a different function. I have a data here of which day all these things were purchased and they were received. So I want to know the number of days between each time, like the date it was ordered and the date it was received. So on this column, I want to know which day or how many days it takes for each order to arrive or to be delivered. So if you know what you are doing, you will go and search for the functions. So here we have more functions, but you may not really get it here. So, but there's a specific functions you want to perform this task. So let's go to insert function. So while you're inserting function, you must be very careful and be specific about what you want to search, or else you may get the wrong one and arrive at the wrong answer. So what am I looking for here? I'm looking for number of days, something that will count the number of days. So I'm going to search for count days. So click on go. So you get some options here. Count days. This one says AMORDGRC cost date purchased, first period, salvage period, rate, basis, returns the prorated linear depreciation of an asset for each accounting period. That is not what we need. Another one says depreciation of an asset for each counting no. Returns the number of days in the coupon period that contains the settlement date. Returns the number of days from settlement date to the next coupon date. No. So returns the year fraction representing number between start date and the end date. So we're trying to look for which one is appropriate or suitable for this. I have not seen the one we're looking for here. So okay, now let me check under date and time whether I will see what I'm looking for. Alright, this is it here, network days. So I have network days. So it's asking me start date. This argument has more than 2 arguments. You have to up to 3 arguments here. The start date, end date, and holidays. So there's also help feature here. If you need help, you can this one direct you to the internet if your computer is connected. So to get the start date, I'm going to click on this cell, then the end date. I'm going to click on this. So you can see that we already have an answer already. So the answer has been generated. So when you are satisfied, click OK. So you already have the answer. So that means we have 4 days in between the dates all these items are ordered and it's received. So just like what we have with formulas, you can copy the function using the fill handle. So we'll just come here and drag down. So we will have everything calculated automatically. So you can see how powerful function is. So it's very important to practice this example. So now we can see the number of business days it took for each item to be delivered. So practice this often and often so that you get perfect.